Massive win for ND. Hey guys, Jake the Sports here. This one's going to be short, simple, and sweet. It's currently, I think, 12 a.m. when I'm recording this. Actually pretty tired. Stayed up and watched some Week 9 college football, man. Things were crazy this week. We had Kansas beating Oklahoma. I was watching the end of the James Madison game. That was crazy. Georgia Tech beating UNC. The ACC is nuts, guys. There is a legitimate path for, I think, about 6 teams. It's like Boston College. No, more than 6 teams. Florida State's basically going to make it. Louisville, Virginia Tech, NC State, North Carolina, Miami, Boston College, and Georgia Tech all have a legitimate shot with like 4 weeks to go, which is crazy to me. Those teams will get weeded out, but like to think that Boston College and Georgia Tech have a chance at this thing, like a serious chance, like not an outside shot, like they're in the thick of it in the ACC race. Just shows you how much of a trash can conference the ACC is. Before Notre Dame lost to Louisville, they won 30 in a row or something. Yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, getting back to it, we beat up on another ACC team, PITT. They are absolutely atrocious. I mean, Notre Dame didn't even, like, play amazing this game. PITT was horrible, dude. I mean, they were horrible. Their quarterback, I think he's the worst quarterback we've faced all year, including the Tennessee State game, including the Navy game. I mean, he could not throw a pass to save his life. He couldn't. Terrible. Terrible, putrid, and pathetic. He couldn't. 4 interceptions, I think. Sam Hartman had a few early on. Did not look good. I mean, he had some risky throws. Some paid off, some didn't. And I mean, in a game like this, you're going to be able to get away with that because Notre Dame is just so superior to Pittsburgh that they're going to win by 51 or whatever. I mean, they destroyed them. And listen, guys, I mean, there's nothing really to say about this game. I mean, they blew them out. You know, I wish I could say, like, this is good momentum going into the meat of our schedule, but at the end of the day, the meat of the schedule is behind us, guys. I mean, that USC game was pretty much it in terms of the meat of the schedule. You look at the games we have left, we got 3 left. We got Clemson, bye, Wake Forest, Stanford. Clemson does not look good. I picked Notre Dame to lose to Clemson early on in the year. Now, I still think they have talent, and if Dabo can scramble something together, they could keep it close with Notre Dame. But Notre Dame, if they come prepared and they play like they did against USC, like they played against Pitt here today, if they play ready and fired up, it's on the road at Clemson. It's a dangerous place to play, but if they can get some momentum there, they're going to be fine, and they're going to win that game. Wake Forest, another putrid ACC team, should have no problem with that. And then Stanford to wrap up the season. Stanford hung in there with Washington, and listen, they have a bad record. They were horrible last year, and they beat us. So there is no excuse to lose to Stanford or even keeping it close. You need to blow Stanford out on the road. Blow them out. I'm talking blow them out, dude. That's what they need to do. But yeah, I mean, listen, the reality is if you beat Louisville or Ohio State, you're kind of in the driver's seat here for a potential college football playoff spot. And it's just not the case. You lost to both of them. Should have had the Ohio State game, man. I'm going to say this every single video until next season. You should have had the Ohio State game. I'm probably still going to be yapping about it then because that was a program changer and you lost. You blew it. You completely blew it. Even after a win like this, I still think about this game. What if, dude? What if? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to touch on for the game. I think Chris Tyree's an amazing punt returner. It's nice to see the special teams get back here into its main form like it was last year. And we've just gotten really lucky with turnovers. I mean, that's going to change the game. Like, we got unlucky with turnovers against Louisville, we lost. Simple as that. We didn't force turnovers against Ohio State, we lost. Forced turnovers against USC, we won. Forced turnovers against Pitt, we won. So, it is what it is. I'm on the road at Clemson next week. We'll see if I make a video in between that. I mean, there's really nothing else to say, man. I mean, The offense is so vanilla cookie cutter that nothing has really changed. I know they put up 58, but I mean, guys, look again. Like half of our drives started in PITT territory. You can't. That wasn't the offense, dude. That wasn't the offense. It's not the offense. Just completely wasting Sam Hartman. I don't know. I feel like he's regressed as he's continued playing here, which is terrible. Just terrible to say and terrible to hear. Parker's not the answer at OC. He's not. Fix it. Get a new one next year. Do something about it, and we can talk then. But until then, you're not winning anything meaningful with Parker. You're not. Maybe you make the 12-team playoff with him this year, if that was a thing. Next year, it's going to be a thing. But, I mean, dude, look around. Look around the world of college football. The offense we're running is not sustainable. It's not. And this has been an unprecedented year, in my opinion, of, like, not great offenses. It's going to start picking up soon, trust me. In my opinion, at least. But that's just me. I just don't think what Notre Dame's trying to do is just not sustainable. And again, I know, the wide receivers. But you have other playmakers on your team. You have Estime and Hartman, two amazing players. And they don't do enough with that. They don't. I haven't seen Parker try to get creative at all. They've not tried to use Hartman's legs one bit. He has legs, guys. Believe it or not, he has legs. You just don't see it because they never do anything with it. Hartman deep shots, nope. They did it once or twice. They did it a few times today, but I mean, guys, it's PITT. It's PITT. We should have been doing that stuff against freaking Louisville and Ohio State. And we could be sitting here with 3 losses because that Duke game we should have lost. We should have. All the meaningful games are behind Notre Dame at this point, so is what it is. Just try to finish strong here for recruiting. You do not want to lose you do not want to lose your recruiting momentum by losing one of these games. You do not. Pick up steam going into the end of the season. See where you end with a bowl game. Maybe you get a New Year's 6. Regroup next year. New OC. Keep Al Golden. Amazing. I think he's a great coordinator. I think what he's doing is incredible on the defensive side of the ball. The defense is not the problem. It's the offense, and it needs to be fixed. Get a new OC. Honestly, hire from outside of the program. Do not hire from within, man. Otherwise, the Brian Kelly cancer will live on, and that's what's plaguing the offense and, frankly, the rest of the team at this point. Get someone from, I don't care, like, no-name university. Just get someone from outside of the program. Bring them in, see what they can do. Let them have creativity over the offense. And as you get more, higher recruited quarterbacks and higher rated quarterbacks, higher rated wide receivers, you might see Notre Dame be able to run a modern day offense that can compete and put up 30 to 40 points, even on the big boys. It's just a waiting game. Program's going in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. I'd expect Notre Dame to make the playoffs next year with the 12-team playoff. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. If we'd be in this position now, I think we'd make it, to be honest. But that's a next year thing. For now, maintain momentum. Get rid of Parker at the end of the year, Freeman. Get rid of him. Bring in someone new. Keep the recruiting going. Keep that momentum going with the recruiting. Wide receivers, quarterbacks, all that good jazz. Running back room is stacked at the moment. That's not the problem. It's a few things. It's a few things that if they can be fixed on the offensive side of the ball, Notre Dame has a legit shot to compete. I'm dead serious. They are not as far as people think, guys. And this is an optimistic video. They are not as far as people think. I know this wasn't really a PITT reaction. just more of my future thoughts. I probably said the same exact thing in the last video. Nothing really to talk about, though. I mean, do you want me to talk about how Notre Dame dominated Pitt? Nobody needs to hear that. That's not the issue. The issue was the games we played before that. Just continue momentum. That's all I can say. That's it for me, guys, on Jake the Sports here. Next Bills loss, I will be recording per request. People have been commenting about the Bills games. They will be back on soon. But yeah, I got to talk to people about the Bills. Don't worry. I have a lot to say. But catch you guys later. Basement edition of Jake the Sports is out. See ya.